Okay.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning stretch. Tricia, Sloma, Kyrstyn Glover, and Matt Engelbrecht.
Hello.
We're in the corner office, literally in the corner office of the building, bringing you this morning stretch this morning in a very cold room. Did you guys notice, like, how cold it is?
Why is that, Tricia? I'm so glad you mentioned that. Why?
Because it's been so cold out.
Which way is the wind blowing?
That way?
Northwest, and we are on the northern side of the building.
Yes.
And we're on the northeast side of the building. So that wind is hitting the side of the building and taking away the heat. So this is the coldest part of the building.
Yeah, well, we're here, aren't we? Can we hurry this up, please?
Oh,
I know I talked about this morning. I'm like, you're going to see me doing this all day. I guess I really meant it, huh? Nice. All right. Well, it is cold. It's another first alert weather day, though. And, you know,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are just at this point over it with the lake effect days. And we have another lake effect day.
Yes, yeah, lake effect snow enhanced now. You saw some of the live cams. We had them over on WNDU when we were doing some of those cut-ins. But yeah, so lake enhanced now. And the difference being is that there's a weak system that's moving through, a bigger one to our south. That the lake is enhancing some of those snow bands. Tomorrow, it's the lake effect snow machine. So the band is going to be concentrated into more of a line and then impact a smaller area.
And it's any way that the wind blows.
That's right. Yeah, it's attached to that wind direction. The fetch across the lake is important, the way the wind comes across the lake, and also tells us where it is going to go. The fun part about lake effect snow, it is so fickle, it is so fine, that it's very, very difficult to forecast exactly where the jackpot zone is going to set up.
Fickle, fine, lake effect.
finite.
Yeah, lots of F words. And that means you have to be very careful with how you forecast lake effect snow, correct?
Fantastic.
I knew it. I knew it.
So yeah, 10-day forecast though. Once we get on the other side of lake effect snow, I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it'll be nice. It'll be refreshing. We're not dealing. Remember last weekend?
Oh yeah, boy, do I.
Oh gosh, Saturday was just a mess. Sunday was a mess. And now we're finally going to get back into some sunshine and warmer temps.
I'm ready.
Good.
I bet. You know, Kyrstyn got a full-on lesson on lake effect snow. She's always known about it, but got into the weeds with you about lake effect snow
I
this
wanted to
morning.
pick your brain. I was like, listen, what is it? I've heard it all my
She's
life.
like, I know it. I know what it
man.
is. But I mean, I really want to know.
It's one of those things where people just say it all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, I could probably explain that.
No, and it was great because you asked it like you're asking a mechanic. Like I'm hearing this clink in my car. Can you tell me a little bit more about that clink? And yeah, you don't want you want. But that's what we got into. It was
Like that, you know?
I
10
loved it.
minutes of
Well, and what I think is very eye-opening is that the date that we have, we're past midway February now. Is it normal to be this deep into the season and have this much lake effect? Because we really are rooting for, ice cover on Lake Michigan. And that's what, and to be completely transparent to everyone, that's what we were talking about. We got into the weeds about this. It's like, no, the ice cover is what really reduces the amount of lake effect snow that we get. This could be far worse, couldn't it?
Right. Yeah. And it just goes back to available moisture, that if your ice is covering where you're getting your moisture, then you're not going to get as much snowfall. And it's kind of as simple as that. An open lake, an open warm lake, if we were last year, we didn't have a lot of ice coverage at all. And we were going lake effect snow events all the way through January, February, into March. If we had open water, you could probably add 4, maybe even 6 inches onto our possible snowfall totals.
Oh, wow.
So with that available moisture being cut down with that ice on Lake Michigan, it reduces it. And our lake effect snow events, they're around, but they're not as impactful the later you go in the winter season with the ice coverage.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get there and cover that lake up.
Yeah.
Put a lid on it, would you?
I think next week, and a number of people have stopped me at various places just asking, is spring coming? It is. It is. I guess if the climatology tells me when we're going to start feeling like spring. I think this is, like I said, in January, we had that really cold stretch. I thought that was the last coldest stretch of the winter season. Now, I think this is kind of that second tier of the coldest air. I don't think we're going to see a similar pattern for the rest of the winter, which is well below average, active snow system.
All right. Well, we say good morning to Vicky this morning.
Hi, Vicky.
Vicky is chiming in already for us this morning. This is good weather, though, for a snowman.
Yes.
Right, Kyrstyn?
Oh, yeah.
The Brenner family helped us out with this.
You know, I've never made a snowman.
What? Whoa. What?
We go outside now.
We're going.
Now.
Well, I don't know about
Girl.
that.
What? Have you thrown a snowball?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've attempted to make an igloo, but that's it.
Okay. So
I'm
you've been in the
disturbed
snow.
by this.
Yes, I have.
You grew up in these parts.
Yes, I did. I grew up, an hour from here, and we had some crazy snow days, but I've never made a snowman.
You know
Wow.
what it is, Tricia?
What?
It might be, she might be allergic to winter.
Oh, yes. That
She
was
might
a
be
Cleveland
allergic.
Clinic story today. Yeah, allergic to winter. It
Winter.
really is a thing. But we're showing you these images of the Brenner family snowman. They live in South Bend. This is a tradition from 2021 where they have the neighborhood kids over and they say, hey, we're going to build a snowman. And then they took all of the snow from the front yard. I think that picture is here. And that's how they built Oliver. That's his name this year. So
Look at that.
he is 10 feet tall. They then take predictions from people and say, hey, how long is Oliver going to stick around before he's gone, a goner?
Just say melted. I was like,
Melted.
why would you go that path and just say melted? No. Well, the top will probably fall
Okay,
off.
the youngest Brenner daughter says April 24th. What do you say, Kyrstyn?
When is spring break? That's usually in March.
question.
That's in March.
Late
yeah.
March.
I'm gonna go with March 28th. Is that that's a
Yeah.
Is that a real number? Is
not
that, is that
I
a
was
real
trying
date?
to think like,
You
wait,
get
when
late
does
in
March
some of the,
end?
is that the 30 or 31?
It's February
Is it
that has a
28?
short month.
Okay, there.
Got
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
that's my-
Okay.
that's my
March
guess.
28th.
Yep.
Okay. All right. What do you say? I think asking the weatherman is the best idea. What do you think?
January, March, April. I'm going to say, I said this, I think yesterday on the show, May 11th.
May 11th.
Say May 11th.
Getting awfully close to Mother's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be pretty snow, but yeah. And,
I
think May 11th.
I'm with you because you get packed snow like that. Have you ever seen some of those crusty piles in the grocery store parking lots?
Are you writing this down? You got to write these guesses down.
I think that's a job for Kyrstyn. You have the pen.
Who's got
Don't
the
you have
pen?
the pen? Oh, it's all in your brain.
May is
May
what y'all
11th
said.
is what he said.
I said March.
I'm
a good
gonna
day. It's a really good day.
say a little less than that. I'll say May 8th.
Maybe I'm guessing early because I've never made one and I don't know the
You don't know.
the
You just don't know.
specifics of making a snowman.
Right.
Right.
Right. So you can't use climate data to help you.
Correct.
The snowman
I don't have-
climatology data to help.
Years of experience over here.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of different variables,
May,
but
May just seems a little, I don't know.
I like the dog in the picture. Can you see the little
Oh,
dog?
wait, let me.
Okay.
Oh, and the kids.
Oh,
I like the
no, I'm
kids,
moving
too.
this one over. I just brought this guy over. This is the Peterson family snowman
Mm-hmm.
in Plymouth. Because they saw our story that we ran this week on our morning show
Love it.
about Oliver, and they're like, hey, we built a snowman too.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a picture of Carson Cole and Caden Peterson in Plymouth. And yeah, they're watching our morning stretch this morning. So we say, hey, good morning. They look like they worked rather hard. And I think that's the oldest Peterson kid that's got the biggest snowball ready to launch a brother, I have a feeling.
No, I think the oldest one has the blue and yellow eyes. I think,
Oh,
I think
yes.
that's the oldest
That's
one.
the oldest
I think
one.
that's it. Yeah.
And the very big boomerang smile.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a
What a
boomerang?
big smile. That smile comes back to you no matter what.
You beat me to it.
Aw, I love that.
All right.
Always with the puns.
You know, I didn't ask the Petersons what they thought of their date, if how long their snowman's going to, and I didn't get a name of the snowman.
3 boys,
Yeah.
that maybe makes it 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks. Has nothing to do with the weather, nothing to do with the temperature. That thing is coming down in 2. Hey, what? You think I can jump over it?
Yeah.
No.
Blocking and tackling.
Let's
go.
Roll the hips. That'll make it 2 weeks. Can't do that with the other one. Can't do that with the Brennan one. That's 10 feet tall.
You could certainly try.
I think you'd bounce off of that 10-footer. I really think so.
Scale the side of it. Sure.
But
sure.
thank you for everyone for sending in your snowman pictures. But you know what? This just goes to show you our viewers loved that snow event over the weekend because it was Saturday, Friday into Saturday. We got all that snow, and it was just the perfect weekend. It was good packing snow.
Yep.
This stuff out here this morning, this is so cold that it doesn't pack well. So, yeah, you had your chance over the weekend, and now it's going to stick around, the snowman anyway.
Yeah, and not to give anything away, but I was just talking to Jack Van Meter down in the First Alert Weather Center, and he is putting together, I'm putting him on the spot, a sledding forecast. And you don't put a sledding forecast together if you think there isn't going to be any snow in the forecast. So, might have missed your chance with last weekend, but with that lake effect snow, could have more on the way.
Okay. You know what we have coming up tonight? We
Sunset.
have, we have that. Notre Dame men's basketball. Notre Dame men's basketball playing tonight, and they play tonight at SMU. The game is at 7, and gosh, we're hoping a lot of people go to that game.
Yeah, they're underrepresented a little bit. Coach of Notre Dame men's basketball had a different way of phrasing it. But yeah, against Louisville and Notre Dame men's basketball didn't have the turnout they wanted.
Yeah, listen to this.
Don't give up on these kids, because we're going to get this thing rolling. I said, don't give up on these kids, because we're going to get this thing rolling. I sat there and watched more Louisville fans in here than Notre Dame people, and that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing for me, because I'm the head coach here. And yes, I got us in this predicament. But don't come back when we're losing or when we're winning, because we're turning this around, man. You better believe that. Everybody that gave up on me, believe it. Write this date down and believe it, because we're going to get this thing rolling. I don't care if you gave up on me.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Coach Shrewsbury, clearly frustrated. I mean, they have had so many close games. At points they were leading the game, and then they lose it in the final seconds. In fact, that was after a Louisville game just on Sunday. They lost that one 75-60. Such a close game, and you know how they get down to the wire like that. And 5 points can erode rather quickly. And Shrewsbury just clearly frustrated. And then to see so many Irish fans just kind of like turning their backs on the men's team, it's like, you call yourself a fan? Come to the games.
Yeah.
Root them on. That game tonight at 7 o'clock with SMU.
It's a young team, too. It is a young team, and they have a recruiting class that I think that's what Shrewsbury was kind of talking about and alluding to. Like, we're just starting getting this thing rolling. Next year is going to be interesting, but it's really tough to go from that game and look at the stands, and then the night immediately after against Duke.
Oh, yeah.
To see that place packed and rocking, and see Tricia sitting down courtside, right on the
I was not
front.
courtside.
I thought you were playing at one point. Did you throw the ball up?
I wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
She opened the game with the national anthem.
That's right.
I love women's basketball. It is no secret I have been a longtime fan of women's basketball, especially the Irish, and I tell you, they are on fire. The pavilion is on fire. I tell you, it is rocking when you go to the women's games. But they are number 1 ranked this week. That ranking came out on Monday. And of course, it's because UCLA lost to USC. But, you know, the Irish handled USC earlier in the season. So absolutely, they deserve this number 1 ranking. So they next have a game. Kyrstyn, they play tomorrow, right?
Yeah, they play tomorrow. They're facing Miami at 7.
All right.
In Miami.
In Miami.
What's the weather forecast in Miami?
No, the only way I can give them the weather, if I'm there, I can provide the forecast for the game. So
I think so.
Happy to go down and see what the conditions are in Miami. Although there is a decent winter storm moving through. Not for them. but for Atlanta, North Carolina, and
Oh. Well, then, good. Thank you for letting us know.
You're welcome.
But the Irish women's team, Hannah Hidalgo, I think she had 19 in that game against Duke, on fire. And
Yeah.
it was even scoring, really, with the other gals, too. So Olivia Miles just putting up impressive numbers. Maddie Westbeld, I'm loving the fact that Maddie is back.
Yes.
It's so good to see her. She had that knee injury. Everybody is like cringing, going every time she's out on the court. You're just like, don't go down, don't fall.
Yeah. And the one thing you don't see too much in other teams, what you see with this Notre Dame team is they play with confidence.
Oh, yeah.
That they're going to take shots. They know they are going to miss shots, but if they stay confident and stay in rhythm, eventually those shots are going to go down. And that's kind of what you saw. You saw in the second half. What kind of shift did you see with them in the second half against Duke?
It was very calculated. Yeah. It's like they came back in after halftime. They suddenly were working their plays, and they also upped their defensive attack, and it was very calculated.
Yeah.
You could tell immediately. It was like they were almost taking their first half to say, okay, who's going to be hitting?
Right.
Who's the playmaker here from Duke? How are we going to adjust? And then it's like they came in with a whole new game plan, literally a new game plan in the second half. So it was remarkable. Just fun to watch this team. So Notre Dame women basketball, next up Miami.
Let's go.
Thursday, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. And I think, that's certainly not to say compare and contrast men's and women's basketball. If women hate anything more, it's to be compared to the men's team and I don't want fans to say, oh, well, the women are hot and that's why everybody's going to the games. There's probably something to that. Everybody loves a winning team. But I again implore people, if you love basketball, we've got this amazing, two amazing teams, really. Like you said, young team, Shrewsbury, just really a fired up coach right now. He's also a frustrated coach. So, again, that game tonight at 7 o'clock. We want to talk about Wednesday's Child, and I'm glad, Kyrstyn, you put this in for me, and I appreciate this. This young lady is Charlene. She's from Indiana, 13 years old, and we're going to be running her story tonight just before 6. But she is from Indiana Kids Belong. They interviewed her. Every now and then I get to do a one-on-one interview with these kids, but it's really hard right now with transportation and so forth. So that's why I'm relying on some of these other organizations to send me their videos. They vet these stories, and they say, Tricia, we want you to run these. So this is a story of Charlene. She's very athletic, as you can see. She loves basketball, but she also loves football, too. She's got a great sense of humor. And she wants to be a nurse someday. Yeah. And she said more than anything, she wants her family to show up to her sporting events. Can you imagine being at a track meet in the spring or playing basketball in the wintertime? Everybody can look up in the stands and maybe hear their dad or mom yelling at them. These kids don't have anyone standing up for them.
Supporting them.
Yeah. So that's what she wants, and that's what she shared in the interview. So we hope you'll watch our Wednesday's Child. You can always find it online, WNDU.com, and we have a whole section. Kyrstyn, we have a whole section just for Wednesday's Child, and people can go through and look up every one of our stories, right?
Yes, they can. It's on our website.
Yeah, WNDU.com, where you'll find it. So anything else? Any old business? Any new business?
I liked her joke about the pigs.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it? Yeah.
What is it? Like, what is a pig laying in the sun or something? Or roast in the sun?
That works, yeah.
Bacon. I her delivery of it.
Bacon.
I loved it. I'm big on dry humor, and that was perfect. Perfect.
Well, we have a story that runs tonight. Of course, tune in there. Again, go to our website, WNDU.com. So what's up for tomorrow's show? Anything?
Tomorrow's show, all about the lake effect snow. We're going to be tracking that first alert news, the very latest on where the lake effect snow band sets up tonight and tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I think we should do a polar plunge. What do we think?
Where'd that
We're
come
done
from?
here.
What? Cut it off.
So rude.
We're done. Throw a polar plunge.
Who invited you?
We don't have any cold water anywhere.
All right, let me call my guy.
We don't have cold water
I'll
anywhere.
cancel. I swear.
Canceling. She already had it planned. Oh, great.
It's gonna be a surprise.
No?
You know, it's a
Oh, Kyrstyn.
It's good for you. It's good for your
that's what I've
system or
heard.
something.
You know, and I've
Central
heard
nervous
that,
system.
and they
Get
can
you going.
all just do it on their own because I am not going to participate.
Well.
I don't like being cold. Do you guys like being cold?
Well, okay, hear me out. They do it like you don't have to go to the lake to do it.
Well, if we're gonna do a polar plunge, we're going to the lake. Like we're not
What
doing
kind
a
of
pond.
plunge? What are you
We
doing?
gotta go to Lake
In a-
Michigan.
In a tub? What
Yeah,
do you
people will get a tub. It's, well, how tall is this? 4 feet. It's probably like 4 feet
4
high.
5 feet.
And you just get in it for like 10 seconds and then you're done. That's
You
it.
plunge.
No, we're not doing. If
it
we're
in the
doing
studio.
a polar plunge, we're
We'll do it
going
if
to
you
Lake
do
Michigan.
it.
I would love to do it.
Oh gosh, I thought you wouldn't say you
No,
would do it with.
I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
I've actually always wanted to do it like in Chicago.
Really?
Like jump in the lake. Yes. I think it'd be fun. I don't know.
There are some cool videos coming in from Chicago about the ice yesterday. Did you guys happen to catch some of that on social
No.
media?
What's
I'll
going
have to
on over
look at.
there?
Maybe I'll share it tomorrow on Morning Stretch. But there's something about the ice forming immediately when the waves were churning up.
Oh,
They would
yeah.
form and then it would disappear. Form and then disappear.
Oh.
And
Wait,
it
what
was
would it
just
do?
form and then disappear.
Gotcha.
But it was really just a phenomenon, and it's got a lot of science behind it, I'm sure, and it's something that we'll find the video for it, and we'll share it.
Put you on the spot.
Kyrstyn will find the video.
I swear.
And just in complete transparency, we are loving the fact that Kyrstyn Glover is with us here on these morning stretches because
Love it.
she is helping us organize our thoughts and bringing us great stories and videos. So thank you, Kyrstyn.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
You make our lives a lot better and easier. So in addition to all the other duties that you do. All right, anything from social media? Anybody chiming in?
A lot of good mornings. Good morning from Amber. Good morning from
Hey.
Jolene. Samuel says, let it snow.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
That
Bring
will
it on.
carry on.
Bring
Swiss
on
Valley
the snow.
probably says that too. Yeah. Can we get them on?
maybe
Swiss
we could go
Valley.
skiing. Can we
on.
go skiing?
We should talk with them
Yeah.
by video in our morning stretch.
Yeah. So usually these are the meetings where we have before we do the morning stretch, and now we're just having the
I
meeting.
think we should open it to the
during
public.
The
How about
morning
that?
stretch. I think we
Public
could-
forum.
I'm curious to hear what how the season's been so far for Swiss Valley.
You know, does the cold really bother them so much? I mean, it's good snowmaking weather for them when they have to manufacture the snow. What do you think?
What do I think extreme cold, 11, 10, it'll get people out there, but they don't want to stay as long.
Probably.
But I think the stretch coming up, we avoid the 40s and we avoid well above freezing temperatures. So I think tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that shameless plug for Swiss Valley.
They were like looking forward to a nice, even amount of people on the slopes, and now they're like, thanks a lot, Matt.
Engelbrecht said something.
We're going to be out of hot chocolate again. Way to go.
Yes, I would be really curious to see how their season's been so far because
All
it's been
right.
up and down.
Kyrstyn, put that in your notes as well. We want to talk to
right
Swiss
here.
Valley. I know. You're going to bring a pen next time, aren't you? A pen. A pen.
And paper. I'll have to write on my hand.
Right. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us on the morning stretch. That's all our time right now, but we're so glad you could join us. Have a great Wednesday, and you can always tune in to our stories, of course, on 16 News Now, but at WNDU.com. Have a great day. So long.